Welcome back to Learn Oikonomia. In this video, we are going to look into the Marxian thoughts and labor theory of value. How Marx is related with the labor theory of value. Marx, who is a very famous author of Das Kapital, he considers labor theory of value as one of the important pillar of Marxian economics. Not only Marx, but also his followers considered this labor theory as value as a very important pillar of Marxian economics. Its idea of labor theory of value says that the value of a commodity, it actually depends on the number of labor hours which is required to produce that particular commodity. Marx has given a famous example of a pair of shoes. He says that if a pair of shoes take twice as long as to produce as pair of pants, then the shoes are twice as valuable as pants. This is a famous example given by Karl Marx. So if you're going for a long run perspective, and especially we could see that the competitive price of shoes, it would be twice the price of pants. Labor theory of value, especially in this modern world, is considered to be false. But Adam Smith, the father of classical economics, Adam Smith, not only the father of classical economics, but also many other followers of Adam Smith has considered this as a very important pillar of classical economics as well. So he used this concept to defend capitalism. He used this concept in his famous work, Wealth of Nations, to criticize many other existing thoughts with respect to the value of a product. And also, David Ricardo systematized this labor theory of value in his Principle of Political Economy. We could see that not only these people but also many other economists came forward and studied the labor theory of value, and they tried to see how this labor theory of value is applicable in the modern world. Marx actually he made an attempt to turn the theory against the champions of capitalism. He was against capitalism, and he told that the main problem with capitalism is that the capitalists they won't recognize the importance of labor even though the product is produced by the labor. Marx argued that the theory could explain the value of all the commodities, including the commodity that workers sell to the capitalist for a wage. Even though these capitalists employ workers, they are not paid. They are not paid in terms of the value of the product they produce. So, this labor power or the labor power which is used for the production of a commodity is not recognized in the due sense. This is what Marx questioned. Marx used the principle of classical economics, and also he explained this labor theory of value or labor power, and he says that it should depends upon the value of a commodity should depend upon the number of labor hours which the society used to produce that commodity, whether it can be a cloth, where it can be a shoes, whether it can be some other product produced by the labor. Whatever is the product, the value of that product should depend upon the value or depend upon the average number of labor hours which is used for the production of that commodity. So in the long run, wage workers, they receive what they receive would depend upon the number of labor hours it takes to produce a person to fit for work. Suppose 5 hours of labor are needed to produce some product. In that case, if one labor hour equaled $1, then the correct wage would be $5 per day. Marx asked a very devastating question. If all the goods and services in the capitalist society tend to be sold at prices that reflect their true value, he always considered it in terms of labor hours, then how can it be how can the capitalists enjoy profit? So even if it in the case of short run, even if you are looking in the case of short run, how can capitalists enjoy profit if all the products produced in the society are valued in terms of labor hours used for the production of that commodity? He says that capitalists are enjoying profit just by exploiting the laborers. Uh, Capitalists enjoy profit, that it is for profit that capitalists go for production, and the profit which comes to capitalists is actually is out of the exploitation that capitalists do on the wage labor. If capitalist pays each workers $5 per day, then what happens is that there is nothing called there is nothing called addition which will go to the capitalists. But this is actually not done. If one labor hour equals $1, workers produce $12 worth of products for capitalists, but they are paid only 5. Marx tried to use labor theory of value against capitalism by stretching that, or just by demonstrating that the weakness of this theory is a logic and underlying assumption. He says that he always believed in the labor theory of value, but he himself admitted that it is not possible to implement a labor theory of value in a capitalist society as far as so long as the capitalists are against this. Marx was actually correct when he claimed that capitalists or classical economists failed to adequately explain the capitalist profit. But in the late 19th century, economics profession rejected the labor theory of value. Even now, we cannot rely upon labor theory of value. The entrepreneurial capitals, they earn profit just by foregoing the current consumption, by taking risk, by going for organizational production, etc. So, what they should get is some kind of profit. So, that's all for today. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I will be providing the links of my Telegram group and Telegram channel in the description box. Thank you.